Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate you being here. I've got an update for you regarding Iran and their nuclear weapons program. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And as you can see here, that's President Ibrahim Raisi. He is the president of Iran, okay? Ibrahim Raisi. Okay, so he's there obviously inspecting his nuclear program, and we want to talk a little bit about this today. I've got a video for you as well. This is going to be just a short clip of Director General for the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and his name is Rafael Mariano, and he is basically talking about how close Iran is to producing nuclear weapons. So let me show you this real quick and we will talk about this.
They are already there. They have proven that they can enrich at weapon grade, and they are regularly enriching uranium at 60%, which is, just an inch away from weapon grade. And they have done it for a brief period, more or less a year ago. So in this regard, I would say that Iran has no technical hurdle to cross or to overcome. They are already.
Okay, did you hear that? So Iran has no technical hurdle to overcome into producing, full weapons grade uranium or enriching uranium for these nuclear warheads. Okay, so they are just an inch away, he said, from getting these nuclear weapons. That's absolutely insane. And to think we have waited up until the very last minute to take care of this problem, this country of Iran will end up nearly identical to how North Korea is. Yet again, another enemy of ours, a major enemy that could have nuclear weapons to use against us. And it's crazy, again, that we've taken this long to do something about this. I feel like something should have been done about this a long time ago. I was just a child at the time. I think I might have been in middle school or something like that when I had been hearing that Iran was working towards getting nuclear weapons and things like that. And I remember thinking back in the day, oh, that's scary that, an enemy to our country is working on producing nuclear weapons, and what are we going to do about it? And what did we do? Nothing. We've done basically nothing all these years, and now Iran is literally an inch away from producing nuclear warheads. So I have an article as well that I want to go over here, and we're going to talk about this. This is really big news here. This actually came out a couple days ago, but I wanted to cover this for you. So Biden's Iran nuclear containment policy is failing as UN warns regime has enough material for several warheads. You see that? Several warheads. So they could basically be producing these right now. In my last video that I talked about this, I said that Iran was really close to having nuclear weapons. If not, they already have them. So there's a high potential that they already have warheads right now, and they could have several of them. Okay, and they have ballistic missiles that they can attach these warheads to and launch them. And if you guys saw recently, they were launching ballistic missiles into Syria, Iraq, Pakistan. And these missiles that are being launched are pretty long range, okay? So they could strike Israel. They could probably have even the potential of striking the United States. Who knows? They can launch these missiles pretty far. So Iran is fast-tracking as of December of 2023, so just a month ago. They're fast-tracking their ability to produce these nuclear warheads, okay? So it's very scary, and we are extremely close to seeing some sort of event happening inside of Iran where we potentially attack them or something to try to take out these facilities before they're able to even use these against us, like in the United States or in the Europe or something like that. So it says right here, the IAEA says Tehran increases production of fissile material over the past 2 months, guys, just over the past couple months. This is not years, this is not decades, this is over the past couple months. Okay, so they, like I said, they are fast tracking right now to produce these nuclear weapons. Okay, Iranian officials continue to frustrate the IAEA inspectors who have suggested that Tehran has stockpiled enough enriched uranium to make several warheads. though it may be drowned out to all the other bad news out in the Middle East involving Iran, the regime is getting closer and closer to establishing itself as a threshold nuclear state. Benam Ben Taleblu, a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, the FDD, with a focus on Iranian security, told Fox News Digital. If anything, Iran seems to be capitalizing on all the mayhem in the Middle East, mayhem which Washington has failed to curb or manage well, to press ahead in what appears to be a quest for ultimate deterrent. Look at that. Press ahead in what appears to be a quest for ultimate deterrent. Deterrent for what? In my opinion, what's going on here is Iran is using these proxies all around the Middle East. So the Houthis, the Hezbollah, Hamas, he's using these proxies to stir up wars and stir up conflict to buy them time to finish producing these nuclear weapons. That's what I feel like they're doing right now. And so now the U.S. is getting tied up with what's going on in Yemen. Israel's getting tied up with what's going on with Hezbollah and Hamas. And we're directing all of our attention away to these small little militant groups who don't have a lot of firepower, while the main head of the snake, Iran, is over here producing nuclear weapons. And they're very close to having weapons-grade uranium to produce these bombs, guys. They're very close. And the United States has come out and said this. Biden has come out and says this, that we will not allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. So what are they going to do? What's the next step here? Because what if Iran just comes out and announces we've got nuclear weapons? Are we just not going to do anything about it? Are we going to attack them? Are we going to go to war with Iran? What's going to happen? I really wonder what's going to happen here. And it's just crazy. Again, I know I've been saying this so many times, but look at what is happening everywhere over there in Eastern Europe, with Taiwan and China, with North Korea and South Korea, with what's going on here in the Middle East, with Iran and these proxy groups. There just really seems to be a connection here, and there's just something going on in terms of creating deterrence, just like it says here, the ultimate deterrent. Okay? The major players here, like the United States, is being held up fighting Yemen, okay, and the Houthis. And we've got Israel over here fighting Hezbollah and Hamas, while Iran's over here making nuclear weapons. Clearly, there's a deterrent factor there, and they're purposely stirring up mess to keep the major factions of power, like the United States and Europe, involved with these proxy groups that are really not the main problem. They're just the pawns in this, creating chaos and terror to keep the United States and along with the allies focused on them, while Iran's over here creating multiple nuclear weapons as we speak. And that, when you think about that, that is just absolutely frightening, that we're just sitting back and not doing anything about that. But what can we do? I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens. So the IAEA, a UN nuclear watchdog, has tried for months to monitor and examine Iran's stockpiles of enriched uranium. Rafael Mariano Grossi, the Director General of IAEA, in January 2023 warned that Iran had enough highly enriched uranium to build several nuclear weapons if it so choose. So technically right now they could start producing nuclear weapons. Are they doing that? It's not publicly declared, but if you were to speculate, I would think they probably have them right now. In my opinion, I think they've already got them. If we're barely being told that they have the ability to produce them, you think they're not going to produce them? Do you really think Iran is not going to produce nuclear weapons if they can? Why wouldn't they? It would only benefit them to have them. Okay, but the major problem here is that the United States, Congress, Biden administration have publicly stated that they will not allow Iran to produce a nuclear weapon. So the next step is, what are they going to do about it? How are they going to deal with this problem? Because at some point, I believe if we don't deal with this problem, they could use these nuclear weapons against us here in the West, because Iran doesn't like us. So, you know, it's a crazy situation going on over here, and it just really sucks, because I feel like we should do something about this, but in a lot of ways I feel like we can't, because they've also got ties with Russia backing them. You know, China's on their side, North Korea. All of these countries over here are helping each other out, and if we were to just go and strike them, that would ultimately in my opinion, Russia would want to come to their aid, and maybe many other countries do the same. So there's only so much we can do here, and these nuclear weapons that they are holding are deep underground inside of mountains. So the only way we can strike these facilities would really be to utilize nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons are the only things that could dig down deep enough to hit these facilities, should we even be able to do that. So I don't know, guys. It's scary when we talk about this when it comes to nuclear weapons, because these nuclear weapons nowadays are so much more powerful than they ever were before. You know, we're talking 500 times the power of the nuclear bombs that were produced during World War II, and we saw the devastation of Nagasaki and Hiroshima in Japan, and it killed hundreds of thousands of people in one blast. So if these are up to 500 times as powerful, imagine just one, fully developed nuclear weapon with 500 times the power of the bombs dropped in Japan. Imagine the amount of destruction of just one of these bombs dropped in any country. Okay, it could be massive destruction, and it's very, very scary. So I hope you're all prepared for this, and that we could see something in the short term here in the next year, where the United States takes action here, and they could already be preparing for a strike right now on Iran as we speak. And especially, I just reported this morning that we had an attack on the Al Asad Air Base in Iraq. Multiple of our United States military troops were hurt. We have several that had traumatic brain injuries and are undergoing assessment in hospitals, and hopefully they will survive the attacks. But yeah, we've got Iran stirring up all this mess, and they were involved in what happened this morning on that attack. So it's crazy what's happening, guys. Pay attention to what's going on here, because this is a big deal. And just like it said here in this article, this information is getting swept under the rug here, and no one's really talking about it. And this is a big deterrent, just like I've been saying. All these proxies are a deterrent to what's really going on in Iran, and they are producing these nuclear weapons as we speak. So get prepared for it. Hope you guys are ready for it. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Hope you got something out of this. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless.